Alright, we are recording.
Into it. Last time on Extinction Curse, startling revelations and troubling implications confronted our heroes. After cleansing the temple of demon worshippers, the large double doors to the main temple opened by the will of Datra. The party was met by several priests parading two bound men on the stone altar, Mayor Aber and Harlock, the leader of the Hermitage. The ringleader of the corrupted priests, Thrindell, introduced himself and waxed poetic as to how good and right blending demon and godly worship was, that there was nothing wrong with what they were doing. The party introduced themselves as the circus, confounding the trio for a moment before they regained their composure and asked what business they had with them. Kirito made himself known as a Hikari worshiper that did not approve of what they were doing. After trading barbs, it became clear to both sides that only violence was going to solve their issues. The party clashed with the corrupted priests, battling on the bridges and thwarting Thrindell's summon with an expertly timed spell. The fight was bloody, but quick as the party pushed through the lizards and the summons and struck down the priests. After freeing Harlock, the old priest gifted the party several artifacts, including a sentient rapier known as Wind and Wave that chose Misty as its master. Then he found the letter that Atsuko had come back to the Hermitage for. It was a remainder of the letter from the Nellen's church. Then was a startling revelation that Mistress Dusklight, their former ringmaster, used Tom Bomb's mother as a sacrifice to ascend to godhood. Atsuko added to clarify that the goddess she became was none other than Ame no Hikari herself. With all this new information, Tom Bomb demanded to know everything while Kirito slumped down to the floor in shock. As the party prepares to return to the camp, many questions remain and moral quandaries abound. What path will our heroes choose? Find out in the intermission.
Nice.
I love it.
Find my music. So, you guys were still in the temple, and it was getting. It took a day. It took about most of the day to get over to the Hermitage, and so Harlock actually invites you all to rest within the rooms for the evening. He says, I can prepare a very simple meal. Not so good in the kitchen, but I can at least prepare something to fill your bellies. You can rest here for the evening, and we'll depart for town in the morning. How does that sound?
Sounds
How far
wonderful.
is the town normally?
It's about I'd say about a half a day's journey, maybe about 8 hours to get back.
Gotcha, okay.
So you'd be, if you left now, it would be dark halfway through the journey.
Does Kirito go full emo? I think Kirito would just kind of nod about staying here.
For sure. He kind of points back to the rooms. He says, I know they're not in, some of the rooms are not in the best shape, but there should be some clean ones. Pick a room that you like, and I'll go and fix us up some dinner. So he heads off, goes down to the kitchen. You hear him kind of banging around down there. But you have kind of free reign of the temple for the moment. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna find my room and then start doing some crafting.
You're just gonna pick a room and start fiddling?
Yeah.
I think honestly I'd probably follow Nyx and then try to take the room next to her and not close the door completely, but kind of leave it partially open, so it's not like I completely want to be left alone, but I sort of want privacy type of thing.
Sure. It's
Definitely.
You're really going emo in that, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. No. It's like, guys, I'm still available, but I'm kind of having a moment right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tom Bomb, what are you doing?
He's over there having his moment. I just found out my mom was sacrificed,
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know. Honestly, I guess I'm just gonna do whatever I can to keep myself busy. Maybe even go help him in the kitchen if he needs help. Because I want to get back to camp because I got questions at the camp.
For sure. Yeah, no, you can go down there and help Harlock, and he'll look up the help. You know, you guys kind of maybe
Since he
work
said he wasn't such of a good cook, maybe I can help him a little.
for sure. You know, yeah, they got an assortment of ingredients there, so you know, you guys kind of work in silence as kind of preparing dinner. You know, you got a lot of shit on your mind, obviously. Misty, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna hang out with Nyx and also kind of just see. So what I'm picturing is Misty like trying to be slick because she doesn't want to just be like talking to this new sword. She's like mentally trying to like telepathically communicate with it to see if it says anything interesting.
Sure. Roll ahead and roll a perception.
If the sword starts talking to her, that's gonna be awesome.
No.
Okay. You feel you again just kind of feel that same as you're kind of like focusing in on it, like, you know, what kind of stuff is Misty in her mind trying to say to the sword?
That's a great question. She doesn't even know. She's just like, I'm pretty sure you talked to me. Did you talk to me? Am I going Toft? Like, she's losing her mind. Like, is this more of that thought stuff?
Yeah, so you're kind of like sitting there, and you maybe not even realize it. You know, you're sitting there with Nyx, and you're like holding the rapier out, and you're just like glaring at it.
Yes, exactly.
And the you know, the sword doesn't really respond with any you just kind of get that same feeling. You can again smell the brine. You get that feeling of the wind and the waves once again, and it kind of overwhelms you for a second and then dissipates. The best you can tell is that, you know, the sword is excited and willing to go where you're going.
Excellent. And sorry, because I speak in meme now. I'm just thinking of that like Frodo meme of like, all right, keep your secret.
Nyx
But for how long?
feels this while they're like tinkering, like, Misty, your thoughts are palpable. Calm yourself.
Sorry, Nyx.
Need a quiet room to craft.
Well, I was being quiet.
So Kirito, in the room, are you just like, you know, crawling in my skin? Or are you just kind of sitting in there? What are you doing in there?
I would definitely like kind of put now that we're sort of out of adventuring mode, I'd put all my little pieces of gear to the side, and then I'd want to pull out the tarot cards and do a reading for sure.
If you look in the journal entries, I actually put a tarot card deck there that you can see. I think everyone should be able to actually look at it, but I think only Kirito can mess with it.
Hey, Hodor's a beast.
Click the images, it'll pop up. But yeah, you want to do a reading.
That's sick. I do. So would it be? So I see it's like 0 through 21. Do I just roll a d20, or do you want me to roll the fortune telling?
So I actually didn't make a table for it. If you look in the rollable tables, but we're not going to use that one for this.
Okay.
That's going to be for when you just do like tarot readings for other people.
Okay.
This is going to go. Well, you're just going to roll one fortune teller roll, and your reading is going to be based off of that.
Copy that. Huh. Ooh, the 3.
Okay, interesting.
There are no bad rolls here, guys. Okay.
There are not.
At the moment.
Just different paths.
That's right.
So you can choose anywhere from 3 to 5 cards. You can stop drawing at any time. But how many are you going to want to do max?
I think I would want to I would want to do 5 because I think that 5 really fully encompasses an idea, and I really need a good idea here.
Okay, fair enough. And again, you can stop at any point. You can stop drawing. So the first card that comes up is, see, the Fool comes up,
And I
and it comes up reversed, so it comes up upside down. And you know that while you are obviously kind of feeling it, the namesake, you do know though that the Fool is kind of like a blank slate. It represents the beginning of a journey. It depicts a youth walking joyfully through the world, but he's about to walk off a cliff, and a dog is barking at him, warning him. But that's its neutral meaning. But you know that in the reversed version of it, it's a little bit more negative. It can mean that you're literally acting the fool by kind of disregarding repercussions, or that you don't realize how dangerous of a position that you're in.
Right.
So do you keep pulling?
Hell yeah, I do.
The card. Right. So you pull up the next card, and the High Priestess, facing upright. And the High Priestess is sat between two pillars. I mean, you know that is her. That it's kind of suggesting her responsibility to serve as a mediator between the depths of reality. And she's the third pillar. She's the path between. And you realize and you know that the pillars are equal, that there's knowledge to be learned from either side. And that the meaning of her ultimately is inner knowledge. It can signify that you're supposed to kind of listen to your intuition rather than prioritizing your intellect and conscious mind.
Okay. All right. I will continue pulling.
Chariot. So the chariot is usually depicted, and sorry, some of the descriptions aren't going to match. I found these cards after the fact, the art for them, because I thought they looked really cool.
Yeah, totally.
Excuse me. But the chariot usually depicts a vehicle driven by two black and white sphinxes. Card has a celestial influence. The figure sits underneath a blue canopy adorned by white scars. So the sphinxes are symbols of opposing forces that the charioteer must learn to control. In the picture, they're calm, but they frequently get into scuffles and want to move in different directions. You know that the card in its meaning, when it's upright, is that it's showing it's all about overcoming challenges and gaining victory through maintaining control of your surroundings. This perfect control and confidence allows the charioteer to emerge victorious in any situation. The use of strength and willpower are critical in ensuring that you overcome the obstacles that lie in your path. The chariot's message comes to make you stronger as you strive to achieve your goal.
Okay. Kirito's starting to feel a little bit more optimistic here. He's gonna keep pulling.
And so as you feel kind of that like surge of confidence, you hear Dusklight's voice off to the side of you, and it's familiar. You kind of just like almost hear like a whisper of what foolish drivel is this? Why would you trust in these? They were silliness when you did them at my circus.
So, and this is Dusklight's voice, which is separate than Hikari's, or
it is noticeably different.
Okay, so my mind is making the difference, like the noticing the difference there.
Yeah, Dusklight's is maybe more like deeper and huskier than Hikari's is.
Huh. And I hear this in my head, or do I think I hear it like?
You almost feel like her presence, like to the right of you, like almost as if she's leaning over and whispering into your ear.
Interesting. Is there any like way I could try to tap into that more, like focus hard on that presence?
Sure, roll a will save.
Let's do it.
Okay. You're able to kind of hone in, like if you feel like if you looked out of the corner of your eye, you could actually see Dusklight. But you feel that if you turned, you wouldn't see anything.
Sure. I guess I would just whisper like, "Why have you come to bother me?"
And so, yeah, you whisper, why have you come to bother me? She says, I've come to bother no one, Kirito. I've always been next to you. The whisper on your shoulder, the ambition in your heart.
If I am to understand this correctly, you shouldn't even exist anymore.
And there's no response after that, and it feels like the presence isn't there after you say that. You pull again.
I pull again with a smile on my face.
Okay. Then you pull horned one. So you know that this particular card usually depicts a devilish individual that has a chained nude man and nude woman, kind of showing he has dominion over them. Both man and woman have horns, but they don't look. It looks like their individual power has been taken from them, leaving them exposed and ashamed in their nakedness. You know that getting the devil card means you might feel entrapped or empty, or have some sort of lack of meaning in your life. You feel it could also mean you're a slave to materialism and opulence. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to just shake off that feeling of wanting to indulge in luxurious living.
That's true.
You might be aware that this kind of lifestyle is leading you down a rabbit hole, but may have the feeling of not having any form of control over it. And as you pull that, you feel that presence next to you again. You hear Dusklight whisper, I remember you and my trying to make your way through the high elites in my city. I remember you at those parties, trying your best. You remember Kirito.
Of course I do. Those were good
How
times.
sad. How sad that you feel such consternation. You kind of almost feel her like kind of stroking your face. That you would feel such consternation over such simplicity. You don't need to feel whatever it is you're feeling, and then you feel Hikari's presence. Kind of feel like you can almost like see that light kind of shine off to like your left, and she says, "Do not bother my worshiper. I would never abandon one that has come to trust in me." You kind of feel Hikari like wrap herself around you protectively. How do you respond to that?
So I I'm just like, I whisper, well, this is most curious. Like, Kirito's just thinking in his head, like, okay, what the fuck is going on? So he would probably, I'm guessing he's right-handed, so he's been pulling these cards right-handed and just laying them on a table.
Mhm.
He's gonna go to put like his right hand on his shoulder as if to like grab a hand that's like sort of caressing him there, which would be like Hikari's hand.
Sure. You move to do that, and you just feel your shoulder.
Okay. So I feel my shoulder, but do I still sense the same presences there? Like, obviously, Kirito wasn't really expecting like a physical form to be there, but just going through the motion to sort of affirm, like, hey Hikari, you're the homie, I'm the homie, we're
Sure.
pals.
Yeah, as you do that, you actually feel them like switching places behind you, like, and then moving back and forth. And you kind of hear them start talking at the same time. Like 1 minute, like, you hear Hikari say she's not going to abandon one who would move mountains in her name, and then it switches to Dusklight. She asks, "Well, what is your ambition worth? How much are you willing to sacrifice?" And then it switches, and then Hikari says, "Well, he was drawn for a reason. What would you do now that you know what the blood price was of the power granted?"
Man, Ascension really did a number on you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the 5th card.
Okay. Pull the last card. Pull the moon. Moon. You see when you encounter the moon, you see a path that leads off into the distance. Either side of the path stands a wolf and a dog, representing the animalistic nature. One is civilized, other is wild and feral. Crayfish crawls out of the pool, out of the pond from which the path stems from. And in the distance, you can see two towers flanking the central path. Once again, kind of alluding to the doubles visible in the card. Everything in the card seems to echo the other, as if to allude to two possibilities. When you walk down the path, you walk the fine line between the conscious and the unconscious, between the tame side and the forces of nature. The towers on the opposing ends represent good and evil, and their similarity in appearance can allude to the differences that we face in distinguishing between them. And the card is upright, and so you know that can symbolize maybe your imagination is taking the best of you. And in the dark of night, you are taking a path that you're unsure of, or there could be danger lurking in the depths. You are the crawfish embarking on the path of the card. The moon's light can bring you clarity and understanding, but another reading of the card is the existence of illusion. Some hidden truth must be discovered. For what you're seeing now may just be a trick of the light. You must search for the hidden forces that must be unraveled.
So I just look down at the cards and try to like burn their images into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just grab them and shuffle them back in the deck and just put them away. Then I think Kirito's just gonna sit back on the bed or the chair or whatever's in there, and then just ponder until dinner's ready.
And as you kind of sit back, you feel those presences on the other side, and they just say, "Good luck, Kirito," and then they're gone.
Thanks.
So with that, as you're doing that, dinner is getting prepared. It's probably done by the time you're done actually with the reading. Somehow hours have passed, and you kind of just look up, and you hear the dinner bell being rung down south. So you guys all eat. Is anyone doing anything else while at the temple?
Who's the guy in charge here, Ian? What's his name?
Harlock.
Harlock?
This guy right here.
I want to ask Harlock if he has any old diaries or anything that my mother had left behind that I could read up on.
And he sorry. He kind of looks at you very apologetically, and he says, "I'm sorry. She had left a diary here long ago, but I'm afraid it has been simply lost in the temple. Perhaps someone took it. I don't know."
Ooh, treasure hunt. All right, I'm ready to go back to camp. If everybody's ready.
Yeah, so you guys eat, get some sleep, and head out the next day. To what you say, Mo?
I was gonna ask about this area where like all the scrolls and shit were.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know everybody was gonna eat, but like I think Nyx, after done like tinkering with some of her alchemy, she was gonna look at all these different scrolls to see what they were, to get some information.
Sure. Yeah. No. It's a. It is a library, so there are books and scrolls and all kinds of learning material there. There's a lot of some of them are histories, some are like religious texts. It's mostly between the two. A lot of nonfiction, very dry reading that's within the library.
Okay, I was just curious as to if there was any important things that we need to know. That's cool.
Are there any books in there with the name Hanji Fun in it?
Yeah, I guess. Or any information about like Android Wars, if there were any specifically.
There are a few. They are. I mean, you actually do see another copy of Carol's book.
Like, I guess with that invasion happening before, is that like something that's not like secret, like it's people know it happened? Or
Say
is
again.
it for the invasion in the past? Like obviously, Hanjin isn't, him anymore. But
You did
like,
talking about Han Jifeng?
yeah, like with that invasion in the past, is there like
Oh yeah,
like
it's
stories
very
about
well
it?
known.
Okay,
It's very
okay.
well known. Like the like Kirito's people, the Minkai, have a huge presence in Escadar because of that war. There was a large refugee influx into Escadar from the east. So that war is very well known. It was a continent wide of the war. everyone definitely knows about it.
And real quick, so I can write this down before we get back to camp, and I don't throw myself under the bus.
Yes,
What's his name for in the camp again?
Oh, Elandriel.
Elandriel. Yeah, because I remember I listened in on some of Nyx and their conversations, so I don't want some information when I get back to camp, maybe.
Does barbarian vibe with the shield? I don't know. I think so.
I don't
think
know. I
it
was
could.
fond of Mo saying he wanted dual class barbarian. I don't remember if
It doesn't state anything against the shield.
I think you may not be getting the full. Like if you're trying to go full damage, you're maybe not getting the most you could. But
It's not. But that's just it. He's not Junie.
right.
So
Yeah. If you're going full tank, then
the whole build for him was to get sudden charge, so that when we have him in the back and we need his ass up front as fast as possible,
He
Thud
can
in
get
charge
there.
will get him to that point.
Oh, that's a good point.
And
Very
then
good
not
idea.
only that, he could rage and get a few other extra things that are beneficial and stuff
He
like
can
that.
rage and punch us on the way over to you.
That's the idea of the build for him.
Okay.
And then
Nice.
later on for his intimidation and shit like that, so when he gets into the combat, he can intimidate as much as possible. Or I was gonna give him battle medicine as well, to where he can go up behind people and just be like, get your heal in as best as possible. Because like, I think if I did it right, his medicine now is pretty good. Like I think I got +9, so like he can come up and heal what he needs to do, and then just still be a fucking shield, you know. So that's the idea of the build.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, if there's nothing else, you guys get all your things together. Back to the circus camp. So does anyone has anyone warned the mayor about his town being burned to shit?
You know,
Yeah.
I'm assuming we talked about it.
I'm not sure we have.
Pretty sure I got brought up at one point. And we're like, oh, you're here.
I thought they
Oh,
were dinner. Like, by the way.
by the way, Mayor, your town. As he walked up the door.
Probably
Oh,
wasn't
hey,
even
by the
It's
way.
probably like, God, guys, you think they managed to get all the fires put out yet? And he's like, what fires? And we're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't expect like things to have been just awesome.
Maybe he even asked, after being kidnapped, how's the town, and we told him.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that would be something he would probably ask if we showed up there, and we're kind of saving him.
No,
Like,
that's
"Oh, you're
that's
here."
that's absolutely fair point. Yeah, he would have. He absolutely would have asked. He wouldn't have known maybe quite the extent of
The damages, yeah,
the
until it out.
well of what the priests were planning to do. But yeah, he asks you how the town is. Tell him it was burned to hell.
Yep.
And
Like literally.
and he kind of takes it in stride. Excuse me. But he says, I want to make sure, that you are all still properly rewarded for what you've done. And so as you pull into town, get to his house, which is still more or less standing. It's kind of burned, but they were able to kind of stop that fire. He says, please wait right here. And he goes down into his house, comes back up with it's a pretty paltry bag. He says, this is all I can spare, but please, I hope it's enough. And gives you 30 gold coins.
Most generous. Thank you.
Just sorry I couldn't give more. You all have done so much for our town. I can't express my thanks enough.
Part of me kind of want to look at the group and be like, they kind of need money to build the town. Should we just let them keep it?
No,
I have 70 gold myself.
we've sacrificed our lives for them.
Well,
Also,
Yeah.
Mayor, if you could, when able, tell the rest of the town and other people who come here that the Great Circus is here to protect and perform.
So who did he hand the gold to?
wait, so we're gonna make this guy pay twice to see our shows and to save him?
Kirito
Yeah.
is 100% gonna try to give the gold back.
What would Jack do, honestly? Let's be honest.
He is kind of our moral compass.
I mean,
Yeah,
if Kirito is saying they should keep it, like, here's how. So if Nyx is basically the only one that's like, nah, fuck that, we need the gold. I think Kirito.
yeah, like
He doesn't understand the feeling. He doesn't understand the feelings of it. That's why, though.
Well,
Nyx understands well enough that the feelings of her siblings are more important than the fucking town. Like, I'm trying to get them strong enough to where they can continue protecting us.
But
That's
there's no town, there's no show. There's
We'll
no
move
show.
on to
there's
another
no...
town.
Well, sure.
We are traveling circuit.
That,
Oh my
that
god, I
30
love it so
gold,
much.
is that 30 gold gonna change and upgrade or not? Because I mean,
Yes.
if
I have 70.
yeah, if he has 70 gold, just use his gold.
Yeah.
I understand if this is Kirito trying to say this, but Nyx is literally clutching
Yeah, no,
the shit out of this purse.
Kirito would 100% try to take Nyx aside and explain to her that this is an investment in the town's future.
Paul
And with
Bob's
that,
thinking about giving the money back. Like, that's something like the thief wants to give the money back.
I think that's the reason why I'm not listening to you, is because you pretty much was
he's like, I'm
stealing
gonna get
shit.
it back anyway.
I already got us enough gold, guys. Like,
Okay, so let's do like so Nyx. So the scenario is this: Nyx kind of grabbed that gold and was like, Tom Bomb kind of brought everyone to a side and was like, should we do this? Nyx goes, no. And so then Kirito, you
pouting.
and then you said she's shouting.
No, she's pouting. She's like mad, clutching the thing, pouting. Like,
Okay. And so then Kirito, you are trying to convince Nyx to give the gold back, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what is your argument to Nyx for that?
How I would want to explain it to Nyx is we're investing in the town's future. If the town does well, we'll do well here.
my rebuttal is, they are doing well now that we are here to protect them, and this is the reward for protecting them. Just like we get rewards for our performances.
It's true, but having an entire town be respectful of you and in your back pocket is very valuable in the future. This 30
How are
gold
they not
may
respectful
seem...
of us?
Well, sure, but this 30 gold will buy us more than what it's actually worth.
That has to be proven.
Well, you're still very young, Nyx. Give it some time, and it will be proven to you. That 30 gold will buy you love and adoration from these people for years to come.
All right. So that is the argument. Nyx, how are you feeling about that?
I'm still wishy-washy.
Yo, I just gotta want to look at Nyx and be like, yo, Nyx, imagine it this way. Imagine if somebody broke into your father's shop and destroyed, half of your brothers and sisters. Somebody came and saved them, and what little gold you had left to use to fix your brothers and sisters, you could either give it to the people that helped you save the rest of your brothers and sisters, or they're offering to let you keep it so that way you can use that gold to fix your brothers and sisters. What would you do?
I would offer another service, so I can still keep the money and fix what I need. I do not understand your reasoning for this, but if the group decides, that is fine.
Thanks for understanding, Nyx.
I don't understand. And she kind of like gives you the thing.
That is why it's an issue, Nyx.
And then she like telepathically talks to her brother and sister, and then they all just like shuffle the fuck off.
Oh God. Oh God, it's happening.
Yeah, the uprising clock is ticked one more hand. Okay, so well, did the group want to? Like, Misty, did you have an opinion on that at all?
Misty would give it back. I mean, at the end of the day, if Tom Bomb's literally volunteering that he's got more than double the gold that they were trying to give us, and we know that, as Dee so eloquently put it, that the town is burnt to shit, they're gonna need that gold to build it out themselves. And even if we go to a different town, in my logic, like, these town folks can hype us up. Like, this group is good, and this group is useful to have, and so it's better to have their goodwill than their gold.
Okay.
That's actually smart because they're gonna have to travel to another town to get supplies, and they're already gonna hear about us in other towns. So
It's a
when we show up,
marketing investment.
there you go.
Plan. That's a solid way to look at it. Yeah. So you guys you hand back gold to the mayor, and he does legitimately look shocked. He wasn't expecting to get it back, and he was offering it out of you know legitimate things, and you explain to him, use this to help rebuild your town. Um, he says, excuse me, says this selflessness. I would not have expected it out of forgive the term, circus people.
Call me a beast, sir.
You all are heroes, truly and truly.
Well, Mayor, you caught me on a good day, or perhaps a bad day. I don't really know now.
I really don't know at this moment either.
But we'll put this to good use. Be sure of that. Thank you so much again. And yeah, with that, you guys part ways, and him and Harlock, they're gonna go around and meet with the townspeople. A lot of people obviously were looking for the mayor, hoping he was okay because they knew he had gone off to the Hermitage. So he's doing that, and you guys head back to the camp. Excuse me. So when you get back to camp, Nix, what are you doing when you get back?
Nyx is probably gonna go tinker on her fucking constructs. And
Okay.
just bang away her aggression at the moment. Like, she's fucking mad. Like, this is probably the moment where she starts upgrading. Obviously we all established that we're gonna upgrade Hodor to the full thing, and then also for the dual classing to barbarian, but that's probably what she's doing.
Hold on. So what are you doing with Hodor? I thought you were just doing the upgrade to full fighter. Is that not what you're doing?
Yeah, full fighter gets him to 5th, and then you said we could potentially also dual class, like how we have Junie.
Oh, you can just dual class, and that gives them, like it'll get them to that 5th level fighter if you're making them it'll count as that upgrade as well. You don't have to do that separately.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes more fucking sense.
Sorry, the rules are vague and weird. I know,
and that's the reason why I thought I had to do separate things. But okay, but yeah, that's what she's doing. She's gonna get her other sibling to assist with the upgrades of Hodor right now. And
okay.
You said that was 25.
Well, if you're doing the dual class, like just a straight upgrade to fighter would have been half price, but the dual class is going to be full, so that's going to be 50.
Okay, so yeah, we'll do the 50 and then give them
and that'll
barbarian.
boost him to 5th since it's at 4th right now.
Nice. Okay. Cool beans. Yeah, so that's you. I'm pretty sure, like, she sounds like Yosemite Sam, just in like her cute voice. Just frickin' ding, ding, ding. Shh, shut up, Hodor. Just like mad as shit.
Sister, you are hitting too hard.
Well, I'm sorry.
So, Misty, what are you doing when you get back to camp?
Gonna like just go aww and like be amused at Nyx like growing up. She's learning to feel all the emotions that come along with, being more sentient. And probably just kind of walk around, talk to folks, see if we've missed anything important in camp while we've been off gallivanting and solving mysteries and stuff.
Sure. The most of the folks tell you that they thankfully that the camp's been quiet. They've mostly been helping the townsfolk.
Sure.
Kind of clearing out the burned out homes and kind of helping them clear land for rebuilding. Excuse me. No, that's good to see you back, Misty. And they spot your sword. They say, "Ooh, that's a pretty little thing."
She just kind of smiles and pats the hilt. Yeah, we found it adventuring, and she doesn't really say much else. This is my cool sword. Although I was gonna say, once she's done the rounds and kind of talked to everybody, she is gonna go just kind of chill in an open spot and play with wind and wave and see what the balance feels like, and kind of walk through, some basic parries and stuff just to kind of feel what it feels like. She's more enamored than she's letting on with this new cool sword.
Yeah, no, you as you're sitting there practicing and it feels perfectly balanced for you. It's the best sword you've ever felt in your hand, and as you can almost feel kind of the difference. Like its attitude shifts sometimes. Like when you're doing a strike, sometimes it feels as if you're like this crashing wave slamming into something, and then other times you kind of feel the wind, twisting you around into perfect pirouettes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of feel this bonding happening between you as you're sitting there practicing with it.
Awesome. I can't wait to hit somebody with it.
Nice. Kirito, as you get back, what are you doing?
Honestly, I think I would be following Misty around, checking in on the circus folk, doing the same thing, making sure they got everything they needed, and I'm sort of performing the tasks that were appointed to me, I guess.
Sure. And some of the folks, they kind of start talking to you like, oh, we should start thinking about what we do our next show. The only place would be Escadar, I suppose. That seems like would be a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
If we're going up against Dustlight's old circus, I think one of her daughters is running it now.
Well, I have no doubt that we'd be able to perform well at the circus or at Escadar, but I think the logistics would be, we need to start looking at that and see what it's going to take for us to get there and get set up. And
I don't think it would be too difficult. I mean, we made the journey here after all from there.
A lot of things have happened, and if I'm going to be completely frank, I was not so fine-tuned with what it took to get here. So.
Oh yeah, you mean in terms of actually.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
logistics
Kirito
of
just
doing
sort
it.
of followed along back in the day. He doesn't fucking know what it actually takes to move a fucking circus.
True. That's a good point.
So he's like, yeah, he's wanting to look at the ledgers. He's like, all right, what is actually going on? Are we in a good state here? Yeah. So the trip to Escadar, he is interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, sort of, obviously, maybe not to the circus folk, but to the adventuring party, it would be after the Aeon Towers, I would believe, right? Or Tower.
Yeah. That's. I mean, if you want to go there,
I'm pretty sure that we are wanting to do that. And I mean, I guess that's one of the sort of assumptions as hey, we're a D&D group, we're gonna do that, right? But Kirito to the rest of the group, maybe Misty found her sword and wants to go off and do some other shit. I think really Kirito and Tom Bomb are about the ones with the hardest hooks to go to the tower.
That's why I'm leaving it there.
Right, totally. So I guess Kirito would try to take everyone else's gauge on whether or not, Jack, I don't want to speak for Levi, but Jack did say, whatever Jack could do for Kirito in this, he would. So I think Kirito sees Jack as okay, he's gonna help me with this. I can count on him. But he doesn't know where Misty's head's at. Nyx is sort of being rebellious, right? So he doesn't know, well, she probably would because it's an adventure and it's interesting and all this, but I don't know if she would, you know.
Sure.
But
Yeah. Do you go around and then try and kind of gauge everyone's feelings on what they want to do?
yeah, for sure. I think I would task what's this older guy, the sort of elderly gentleman of the circus, the
Oh, Zarlian.
Zarlian. I think I would task him like get everything prepared to show me what we're gonna need to do to go to Escadar.
He says, "Oh, planning to go to Escar? No,
Yeah,
I don't
I
think it will be."
you know, in a couple weeks we should probably do another performance, and I think we should do it there.
That makes the most sense. There's not going to be any money to be had here at the moment. So yes, I'll look into it. I'll get everything prepared.
Thank you, sir. And then yeah, Kirito's gonna go talk to the party and see what they want to do.
Yeah.
And he probably would try to do that individually. I don't think he would like gather everybody together.
Sure. Who are you going to talk to first?
Probably Nyx if Chemo was here.
Oh, I'm here.
Sure, okay. Cause I figured you'd probably be at like your wagon doing your tinkering, right?
Yeah, I'm with which sibling was it? D who's damn, I'll remember it by the face. Number 10. I'm with number 10 in his like forge
that's
area
fine.
or whatever.
Yeah, number 10's the blacksmith.
Yeah.
So I would like approach and then like knock on the wood that's at your wagon, your little forge or whatever.
Okay.
Hey Nyx, do you have a moment?
I do.
Sorry to bother you while you're working. I was just curious if you were wanting to go to this Aeon Tower.
I stated that I would to assist Tom Bomb.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure, like, it's not really, we've kind of already upheld our bargain with the town, and this is sort of our own thing now, so I just wanted to, see how you felt about it.
As long as it helps us, I'm fine.
Perfect.
It is for Tom Bomb's mother, is it not?
Yes. To be completely honest with you, Nyx, because I believe you deserve that, I also have some reasoning to be there as well. But yes, Tom Bomb's mother.
I don't care for you right now.
I get that, I get that, and that's okay. We all deserve to have our own feelings and be able to feel those feelings. So that's all right. Just know I still love you, Nyx, and we're always gonna be good. All right.
Got like the puffy kawaii face that you see in anime.
Okay.
Whatever.
Perfect. Well,
Whatever.
enjoy your tinkering. I'll see you at supper.
You see Hodor with a thing over his mouth because he talks too much.
Yeah, if Hodor's there too, he's gonna like, hey Hodor, as he's leaving.
I'm being upgraded.
That's fantastic, Hodor. Good for you.
All right. So who do you go to next after that?
Probably Tom Bomb. I guess looks like Tom Bomb's over here.
Yeah, Tom Bomb. We haven't gotten to his stuff yet because he got some pretty heavy stuff I think coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would just like Kirito would probably like see Tom Bomb as he's leaving Nyx's area and like hesitate, like fuck. And then he'd just like walk over like, hey Tom Bomb, how's it going, man?
Oh, Kirito. You doing okay, buddy?
I'm doing alright. You?
I'm holding it together the best I can.
It's pretty much all we can do, huh, in these trying times.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you still want to go to that tower, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounded like we're all
Or
rallying behind you there. So
or
I
I
just
knew last I knew Nick wanted to go, and now you want to go. Why the sudden interest? Do you want to go?
well, I gotta follow up on some leads there for like the Hikari stuff, cause that seems pretty crazy, and kind of would like to figure out for myself what the fuck like actually happened, you know?
Yeah. How's that going? Worshiping the the woman that killed my mom.
Oof.
Allegedly, you know,
Allegedly.
I wasn't there for that.
Said allegedly.
She
What
never
is
told me. She never told me about that. And like, when you become a god, do you even really have recollection of what you did to do that? See, I don't know. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff that I got to think about.
My mom really went for the jugular.
Yeah. I mean, just know, Tom Bomb, that like,
No, no offense to you. You're just a follower. You're a newly follower.
dude,
About going
this is
on maybe a month now.
this is why I held out on religion for so long. You know, like I should
Well,
have.
that's why you should have stuck to the dark side with me.
You're probably not wrong, Tom Bomb, but here I've sort of I've made my bed and I gotta stay in it or whatever the phrase is. Anyway, I'm going
Kirito,
with you,
I
and you know.
I got your back as long as you got my back up there, buddy.
So Kirito like takes a moment because he's touched by that. He's like, damn, like this god that I randomly started worshiping like may have sacrificed his mother, but he still has my back. So Kirito's like, damn. He's like, just know, man. Like, just know this, Tom Bomb. If it comes down to it where I have to choose Hikari or the family, I would rather lose my soul.
I'll just push you over the ledge if you have to choose.
Amen.
Even better.
Even better.
Well, I'm gonna go find Misty and make sure she's down. Otherwise, I think we're good.
You find Misty practicing and talking to her sword.
Exactly what I'm doing.
I think we should all just start walking around as a group now and just find her talking to her sword. Just be like, you alright, girl?
Yeah.
You speaking to your imaginary friends too?
She's gonna laugh at that. Stops and I guess you could say that.
Well, be careful where that takes you. All right, that sword may have sacrificed one of your friend's mothers. All right.
She kind of pauses. Yeah,
Think
you're
about
in
it.
quite a predicament, aren't you?
Just saying. Just saying. Power.
It's your
Power
soul.
comes with a lot of responsibility. Also, where did they get that power? You never really question these things when you're, power hungry, but didn't they come to slap you in
What
the
you
face?
wanted? Is it what you wanted, Kirito?
Not like this. Not like this. I will say that the Hikari power has come in handy when touching us with their divine power and healing us through some very difficult fights. I will say I don't, I will not ignore that. So I don't know. It's a pickle that we being me, have put ourselves in.
Quite true. Did you
Yeah,
come
but
over here
elegant
for
way
a
of words.
reason?
Yeah, besides just poking fun at you, do you want to go to that Aeon Tower? Do you have any interest? I believe we will probably be trying that.
We meaning
Well, Jack said he would, 100% for sure. Nyx is in. Tom Bomb obviously wants to go check it out. Who am I missing out here? I think that's it.
Atsuko.
Everybody? Me?
Atsuko, she starts tagging along, I guess, but she's obviously gonna go. We already know that.
Do we? That's a good question.
I mean, She was gonna go up there before us.
What's the crush's name? What's his name?
Rio?
I'm pretty sure Rio's going.
Has anyone asked him?
Such a dick.
No, this is bullshit. Kirito's straight up bullshitting.
I didn't realize.
It's
I didn't know
that
that was a
roll.
Kirito voice.
No, from him the other day. He said he's gonna show up.
Yeah,
That
Oh,
boy
wow.
you like, he's coming. You might want to come show off that new sword.
yeah.
Oh, so tempting. Actually, while Kirito is like rambling all this stuff, like I said, Misty's kind of enamored with this sword. So again, she's kind of not out loud, but just thinking at the sword, like,
Should we go?
is this our grand adventure? Like, is this where you're saying you're excited to go see where it leads? Like, she's kind of pointedly thinking these things in the sword's general direction.
Misty, roll a perception check. Absolutely, yeah. Sword is again, when Sword is feeling it, you feel that you almost feel the wind pushing you uh, uh, towards the tower in the direction of it, and you guys can see it, from where you are. It's off. It's it's like a half a day away, but you can see it off in the distance. Like you can see this little orb orbiting this like mud brick tower off in the distance.
Oh man, that's gonna give Kirito nightmares.
Well, now that Kirito has wrapped up his description of who all's going, and I've gotten some positive feedback from my new best friend, Wind and Wave, I'll let him know, like, you can count me in on your next adventure.
Okay.
And
just
you better
to-
ask Rio too, you juck.
No, he's already going for sure. I would give just one small bit of advice when speaking to your imaginary friend. Just try to do it subtly, not so much with the face. Folks might think you have constipation. Just, lessons learned from myself. And Kirito tries to walk off without.
I want to throw a rock at him while he's leaving. Not a big rock, just a little rock.
I deserve it.
Hiro really likes tempting the violence from Misty.
Yeah.
Right, he's
for
already
sure.
got blocked once. Like,
Yeah.
trying.
He can't help himself.
For sure. All right,
That's
so
how
yeah,
he's not
Kirito.
in here.
Fair enough. So Kirito, you made the rounds. You asked everyone their thoughts. Got positive go-aheads from folks to go to the tower. Tom Bomb, you had a mission when you were coming back to camp. You had something you wanted to discuss when you got back.
Yep.
What was your plan, my good sir?
First, I want to ask Atsuko, what are we doing with this letter? If I can have it, or if she's keeping it.
Oh no, she says this was entrusted to me by your mother to get to you. That's why I returned. I saw you here in the circus.
All right.
So,
Well,
You'll get that.
I'm gonna play it as smooth as I have been with Elandriel. And I know he already has 2 letters for me that he was working on decrypting already.
Mhm.
Because we were
Well, what is the other half of this letter that you have?
Yeah, because he said because there was something about the paper difference. Like it's the
Well-
same paper, but it's different. Because
No, it was obviously it was exactly the same.
Yes.
Like down to like imperfections that wouldn't be able to be copied. He says that he told you they are the exact same paper.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take this other half to him, and we're gonna fully read the letter in full finally.
Yeah.
Which we did last week, but
Right, but again, I can finally show you the full letter.
yeah.
And
But yeah, I just want to, and
yeah,
part of me, a
go
part of me
ahead.
wants to push. A part of me wants to push it, but a part of me is also scared of the repercussions, so I kind of don't want to.
Mhm.
Because somebody had mentioned, Atsuka had mentioned something about them defending the Aeon Towers from an invasion that they potentially know might happen. Right?
Yes, well, she would have told you. She said that
Yeah.
a Zolgoth army has been kind of like prowling around the towers for weeks now. It's why they were even out there in the first place. And that's where like a portion of the Strugglebeard clan is actually protecting the tower right now. With a small android force. And yeah, the Zolgoths have been prowling around the tower for a while. She's telling you, she's told you this, that that Binge and Bishop were expecting an invasion anytime now. They don't know when it's coming, but they know that the Zolgoths are going to try and take the tower at some point.
Well, I guess then I'm gonna pull my sleeve up and ask my best friend to come out and go into like a secret area where no one can hear me talking to just me and Fala, because I want to ask her if I should basically just go up to Elandriel and be like, look, there's an invasion gonna happen. I already know everything that's going on with Nyx. I know about you because I'm an eavesdropper, but I don't want to make that an issue between me and Elandriel. I want to figure out, like, do you know anything about this invasion that's gonna happen?
So are you asking Fala first?
Yeah, like I'm going through Fala first, like asking her, because obviously, she like I go through her because she's like, grandma basically type thing,
Sure.
like permission. Like, you
Yeah,
think this is a smart idea? Because a lot of times she's always like, no, these are bad ideas.
and this time, you pop her out, you ask her, like I think these guys are connected. And she kind of cocks her head. She says, "Do you know what the Zolgath is, Tombaum?"
This is Olgath.
They're gross creatures. It's subterranean. I don't think Elandriel has anything to do with those.
See, this is why I asked you first, because I'm not that smart and know all this stuff yet.
I'm glad you asked me before being so rude.
Well, I guess then let's just go ahead and give him this other part of the letter, see what he's gotten for us so far, and
Sure.
see if he can look at the staff again and see if he can figure something out with the staff after, I saw this black ash, and maybe I can explain to him, like, I saw this time, like, I actually saw it come out,
Mhm.
and kind of, like, show him the area and, see if he can look into it with, his crafting abilities and see, if there's any damage to the staff or if something weird's happening to the staff type thing.
Sure. Yeah. So you go over to him, and you actually see him kind of actually looking over the letter. His face kind of lights up as you walk up, and he says, "Ah, Tombaum. Ah, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I finally finished restoring your original letter."
I have the other half for you, Elandriel.
Oh, perfect. And so he takes the letter, says, I'm quite fascinated with this Tombaum. And he kind of takes the half of the letter from the church and, very gingerly and carefully places them together. And he kind of like goes quiet for a second as he is studying both the pages very intently. Um, and then he looks up and he says, "Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. These are the same ledgers, Tombaum. I don't understand how it happened. The imperfections, the writing style, everything, the crumples in the same sections, all of the same letter. They point to this being the same exact copy. I don't know how that's possible."
Elandriel, do you know anything about my mother? Because like, it's right there in the letter what she had done as well. Like, I don't know if like he had if he's ever heard of her, and he knows the type of ability she can do.
Well, no, not personally. I have several books by Professor Kira. I have found her study of the Lingshan War quite remarkable. She was a very learned woman, very studious in her attempts to uncover the truths of things. Very brilliant woman. But I did not know her personally. I'm sorry.
Well, my question then, Elandriel, since we know she can control time in a way, Is there any way you can figure out the time differences of these pages?
He kind of steps back and he says, I will admit, the more outlandish parts of this letter have left me confounded. Your mother's ability, it's not something I've ever heard of. As far as trying to test it or know how and when the time they came from, I don't know. This is beyond my ken. Quite sorry. I'm mostly with androids, and while I am learned, this is very new to me. I'll be quite honest.
Well, Alangel, I'm glad you kind of mentioned androids, because I do have a question.
Yes.
Do you know anything about the Aeon Towers?
Not much, I'm afraid. Uh, I know that they've existed on this island and the island south of Eron, the island called Kortos. There are several towers there, but beyond that, I don't know.
What do you mean several? I thought there were only 3 towers total.
As far as my understanding, there's a tower here on this island, and I believe 3 more on the island to the south of us.
Oh, snap. That's a twist. I didn't know there were 4. I only thought there were 3.
I believe I remember a book by your mother who I believe she actually outlined that there used to be a 5th, but it was lost to time, if I remember correctly.
At time.
Lost the time. I'm gonna leave it at that. Part of me wants to push more buttons with the Landrill, and because part of me, he's been around for so long,
Mhm.
and I don't want to. Can I when he replies to me? Can I see if he's taking a second or a pause to be like, wait a minute, why did he just connect the androids and the Aeon towers together type thing? Can I see if he pauses for a second and see if maybe part of him knows something that he's not telling me and then just walk away?
Sure, yeah. Roll a perception check.
Oh, please don't fail me now, rules.
Oh
Oh,
man, look at that crit!
Dang,
That
boy.
crit. Yeah, you can see Elandriel as being 100% truthful with you. He's not hiding anything. He's being as honest as and forthright as he can be. He genuinely does not know much about the towers. Um, the most he knows is honestly he learned from books your mom wrote.
towers were even around before the androids. Oh my goodness.
Say again.
So the towers were probably around even before the androids were even invented.
They were definitely around before the androids were around. At least Elandriel's androids.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
It's for the group, but and also for you. So you said the upgrade for Hodor will be a day. How long are we going to rest in?
Sorry, let me stop. Sorry, that was it was a day if it was just upgrading the fighter. If he was just doing the single class and
Okay,
upgrading his level.
so the dual classing is gonna take longer.
Yes, that's going to take 3 days.
All right, so 3 days we're staying. Are we
I thought
gonna
we were
do
doing the whole week, right?
So we are. That's what I was asking. Are we
Yeah,
gonna
we're
do a
staying the
full?
whole they do the whole week.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
Upgrade 'em.
yeah. You
So
had a week of downtime with no.
I'll be right back. I gotta tell my son goodnight real quick.
Okay.
So I kind of have a grocery list of things besides upgrading Hodor. I kind of wanted to research for new formulas and things like that, and to upgrade the ones that I have. How long would that potentially take? And
I'm not certain because I don't know the rules on that. I'll be honest. The crafting rules. Where's my compendium?
is crafting, trained action.
Because I think you can. Because I know you can do it during downtime. I think you can do it daily, but I'm not. I don't remember quite. Crafting.
Yeah, get it. You gain access to the formulas of common blah 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 item bonus crafting. All right, so formulas are instructions. You can buy common formulas. If you have them, you can reverse engineer them this year. So this uses the crafting activity and takes the same amount of time as creating the item from a formula would.
To reverse engineer it.
Yeah, I'm trying to like in my mind, like I have the formulas that I want, but I want to increase them to the appropriate alchemical level that I'm at, which is 3rd level, which would turn most of the lesser ones into moderate ones.
That doesn't. Are you saying the formulas you got from the Hermitage?
No, my archetype is alchemist.
Well, I'm saying like, don't those increase naturally? Don't those increase on their own?
Not that I know of.
Your formulas.
Like I know my alchemical level increases naturally,
Because you
because I
should
took the
be able.
feat.
Because you can craft at your um, what is it, your alchemy. Hold on, where's your character sheet? Get the name of it. Because like the dedication is different.
Right, and so like
Less
expert alchemist or expert alchemy gives my advanced alchemy level to increase to level 3.
right,
That
right.
doesn't say I learned 3rd level formulas. Like
But shouldn't the formulas you have be crafted at 3rd level?
not that it states. So if you look at alchemical crafting, you just gain the 4 formulas on top of my alchemist dedication gives me 4 additional, so I get 8. And you only learn the first level alchemical items. It
But
doesn't evolve. It doesn't say that anywhere. Even if you're a regular alchemist, that
I'm certain that that uh, your alchemy level, if you can craft at your that stuff that you craft at your alchemy level, is what you can craft at. Nearly positive. Um,
I can look at it later. But
Yeah, I think D's right. Like, I think you learn the formula, but when you craft it, it crafts at whatever your highest is. Like whatever your crafting
that's what I
level is.
didn't know because I didn't see a specific thing stating it. So
So I remember like with Swaggins, with the healing one, it was like I don't even remember, like 1d6 healing at 1st level, but when I hit
mhm.
5th level, it was like 3d6 plus 6 or some shit. And
yeah,
it
I
wasn't like
forget.
separate formulas; it was the same one. I was just making it at a higher level now.
I
Gotcha.
forget which where it is, but I'm certain it's there. So you don't have to to take the time to like, upgrade your formulas or anything like that.
Okay.
You can use that 3 days for that extra 3 days for whatever you want.
Well, there was a couple things that I wanted to actively learn. There was like 2 formulas that were actually kind of cool. It's not alchemy stuff. It's not alchemy based. It's construction based. And if I can find it's like a adamantium armor thing, which is pretty fucking cool. And it's there's like 1st level and 3rd level. So the question is basically if I wanted to create a formula, how many days would it be?
I don't know the rules on it. I'll have to look.
I know base is 4 days. And then it's based off of rolls after that and how much money. So it's like half up front and that's just like normal crafting. The formula stuff I have to reread as well.
So
But
this
yeah,
is you trying to like form the formula to make it.
yeah, to create a new formula
Um, since
because
this to move it along for right now, we'll just do. It takes 4 days, and half of the price of the formula to
Okay,
learn it,
that's cool.
and a crafting roll, obviously to see if you're actually able to learn it.
Cool. And then the last thing was to ask the group if we can get Hodor a tower shield, which is 10 gold, or to have number 10 build it during the off days.
Nope.
Because if he has a tower shield and then we do take cover behind the shield, that's +4 to AC. It'd be nasty.
I'm down with him getting shield.
What'd you say, Kyle?
So I'm down with him getting a shield, but we're just gonna have him craft it.
That would potentially take the price from like half of it instead of like full 10 gold.
Plus, I was gonna ask, are we gonna have enough time for number 10 to craft it in time for us?
That's 4 days.
Yeah,
He has 4 days.
We'd be able to.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
So then altogether, if it would be like it would be 57 gold pieces for the upgrade to Hodor, for the formula, and for the shield, with the appropriate crafting checks from both me and number 10.
But
That's basically what Nyx would be doing.
okay. I'll put in a new sheet for a new Hodor sheet that sets bills.
Oh, I already upgraded them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I thought you had built them in Path Builder.
No, apparently, Foundry is taking that specific thing out.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah. So, but they added the dragon drops a lot faster now. So
okay.
like you could even do it with building from the beginning.
All right, fair enough.
So he's already built. Like I already upgraded him. That's what I was doing. That's why I was so quiet majority of the day, because I was putting everything into his stuff.
All good, man. Let's see. So okay, so Hodor is getting his upgrade. Tom Bomb, was that all you wanted to do with the Landriel?
Yeah, because I don't think he'll know much about the staff either.
True, maybe fair. It's a fair assumption. Okay, so you're upgrading through the rest of the week. What do you guys do through the rest of the week, other than Nyx, who was working on their brother?
I think honestly, I would just try to do whatever I could to prep the circus to do another performance. Like potentially trying to go through the performers and putting together like a set list or some shit. Just trying to get it all prepared and really just to get his mind off of the fucking tower.
Get the show.
Sure.
Get the next show ready.
Sure. Oops, I'm sorry, I forgot this one thing. Nyx. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom Baum, go ahead.
Here, though, do we know if everybody else in the circus wants to? Are they ready to pack up and go too?
Probably.
Like, is
I mean,
that's what we're. I mean, that's what we're here for, is a traveling circus show. But
right, and the gold here has run dry, so it's an option that I think we should probably take. But you're right. We should maybe call a vote. See how everyone's feeling about it.
Sure, you can call a vote with the circus, and again, the only other settlement on this island is Escadar. Escadar and Aberdeen. There's like little hamlets or like little singular farmhouses in between. But
I mean, if there's really only one other spot, I'd basically just be like, well, there's There's nothing else to do. Fuck a boat.
Correct. Yeah. Escadar is the only other port of call.
The camp's probably running low on supplies as well. We probably need to
Yeah.
get back to like the main city to re-up. Yeah. For the week, I'm just gonna be helping pack everything up, helping everybody get stuff ready.
Nice.
I had to walk away for a second. Someone asked something. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we just
No.
said that basically we're prepping for going to Escadar.
Okay. Yeah. So folks are the orders have come down. Zarlian is moving stuff along as well. And Nyx, as you're working, Hordor and Elandril's obviously helping as well. He actually comes in. He says, "Nyx, a moment, please. While you're working, guys, take a break." Mo, are you here?
I'm right here. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to your thing
no.
before I.
Fair enough. And so he says, "Nyx, do you remember when you came to me about the strange happenings in your mind?"
Yes.
Well, I've done some testing. The testing that we did the week before, I've come to a conclusion. There seems to be, I don't know how to phrase it. It seems to be some sort of foreign agent working through your systems at the moment. I don't know how quite to put it, but it was almost certainly input there by Barnaby. You may have noticed his absence here recently. It was probably input during your regular maintenance with him. But some trigger.
Do you think it is a bad thing?
It could be. It will take some time to figure out how to at least quarantine and at least be able to further study this presence. But for now, just be watchful and keep a clear mind as best as you can, okay?
I will do my best, Father. But
Okay.
I cannot promise, because promises are absolute. And there are times I get very angry.
Well, do your best, Nyx, to blunt your anger and remain calm. Hope you can do this for me. Kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, very fatherly.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a squeeze and says, "Come on, let's go back to work."
Yes. And then she kind of like skips off and gets ready to work.
So we needed to do a crafting check for you. That's right, Nyx.
Yeah.
Black crafting for formulas for the formula.
Yes, indubitably. Let's get that nanite surge. Will I be getting any assistance from number 10 or Father?
No, in this you'll have to go it alone.
Roger that. Rolling. Get them doggies rolling.
3. That's not quite enough to learn the because you're trying to learn the adamantine armor.
Yeah.
But it will.
Or not adamantine art. It is called. I actually have it up now. It is called ablative armor plating. So there's a first level one, and then I guess you said it would increase the third level, so it's up to you.
Oh, you were trying to learn the first level one.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be enough then. Yeah. Good to go.
No, sick.
Sweet. Yeah, and so the week passes by fairly eventfully. Folks are kind of getting things ready to move, kind of packing up. And then the end of the week comes, and you guys are ready to set out to the tower?
Yeah, and I would have made sure that they knew we needed to do this, so it's not like a surprise. Like, wait a minute, we're prepping to go here. Where are you going? Type of thing.
Oh, you talking about the circus?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't want them to think we're abandoning them.
Okay, no, they understand. Say no, go deal with your business, and we'll be here when you get back. And yeah, with that, you guys head off to the west, um, towards the tower. I had a picture of it, but I had to upload it. But it's just this mud brick tower off in the distance, kind of hidden in the woods. And you can see this orb, from miles away. You can see this orb just kind of circling at the top of it. So it takes about 8 hours, give or take, to move through there. And the Isle of Arran is like riddled with ruins. Like, every so often you just see old structures just kind of, doing what they do, which is laying around. But soon enough, you close in on the tower itself, and the outskirts are noticeably flooded. And as you are moving up, you hear the sounds of battle. You are closing in.
Raggy.
Our outskirts.
Whoa.
As you are coming in, the rain kind of starts drizzling. The area you're in becomes much more muddy, and as you pull up, you see just straight up a dinosaur.
Is that a dinosaur? It is.
You don't see what that dinosaur is roaring at, but it's got its back to you and is on the other side of a bridge as you pull up to this little land area. And we will save that for next time,
I was say, did we make a wrong turn in an Elder Ring or something?
y'all.
Am I going to the wrong moss?
Damn. Awesome. Good RP.
Oh yeah,
Oh, man.
That's
Next
our
week is
session,
gonna
y'all.
be awesome.
We are in the last part, man.
We're in the end game now.
I'm stoked.
Spoilers,
game
Tom
for
Bomb
sure.
might die again.
What's that?
Spoilers, Tom Bomb might die.
Nah, not anymore.
Not with my attack of opportunity.
Fucking Hodor, he's coming in hot, boy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hodor's a
GG.
large